Good morning, everybody. It is mid-August. I think it's the 10th today. It's early in the morning. I wanted to get out here early before the construction noise started, but I hear that they've already begun. Hopefully the noise won't be too disturbing. But I wanted to take you around the vegetable garden and one pit stop along the way because there's some good things happening, and one of them is are the bean teepees are doing really well. They've just started to kick in. So let's jump in. I'll take you around and we'll take a walk through the garden this morning. All right, I am starting on the deck, and this is the tomato plant that is doing so much better than the ones that are out in the raised bed for for whatever reason. I think I've got a soil issue over there, but you'll see there's a bunch of green tomatoes in there, and they're going to start ripening soon, which is awesome. This is the columbine. I'm letting it just letting it do its thing. Obviously, it hasn't bloomed, but I'm hoping that next spring it will. I'm still undecided about what I'm going to do, if I'm going to leave it in a container or plant it somewhere in the landscape to let it overwinter in the ground. I don't know. But it's August. I still have time to figure that out. All right, let's do a quick tour of the herbs on the deck. This is not the columbine, this is the chamomile. And I really need to come out here and harvest a bunch of them. It's probably, not that it's on its last legs. It's looking a little weary, but it's still producing tons of blooms. And I harvest these, I dry them, and I use them for chamomile tea over the winter. I've got about one tea tin almost full. So I can probably fill about 1.5 tins in a season. Rosemary's doing good. The more I cut it, the bushier it gets, which is awesome. Basil's doing good. I already harvested some to make that green goddess dressing, which is awesome. We've been eating that pretty regularly for the past little while, but it's doing well. I had caught one Japanese beetle on here, but ever since then, I haven't seen another one. But I'll keep an eye out. Maybe they've moved on, but it's all good. The thyme is doing well. I've been harvesting this. Oh, that's a weed. Pull that out of there. But that's been doing well. Parsley is starting to fade a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, it still tastes good. I still harvest from it, but it's doing okay. The borage, I had cut one. I cut one down. I left the other one, but this one's obviously starting to fade as well. Not as many blooms anymore. That's all good. That's all good. Oh, casualty. The mint. When does the mint never do well? It's like an indestructible plant, but it's all good. Mint is doing well. Lemon balm is doing well. I've been coming by and snipping both of these and drying it along with the chamomile and I keep them in separate tins, tea tins, so that I can make herbal tea. Chives are doing well. And what really boomed is the Thai basil. And if you've never grown this, it's really good. It smells amazing. It smells like a little bit of licorice smell. I wish you can smell it. And the blooms are so pretty. And when this blooms, it doesn't change the taste, unlike some traditional basils, but it smells so good. And this was my, this was oh, are these parsley seeds or dill seeds? I thought it was dill, so I seeded there had to have been 20 in there. But it's doing okay. I do have to water it quite often because there's so many little plants in here. So and the pot is small. Let me show you the pot. It's a pretty small pot for parsley, but it's been doing fine. I'm going to start harvesting this one now that the other one has started to fade a little bit, but it's all good. Okay. I'm going to bring you over to one of the happy surprises this year. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned, so I created this little flower bed up here, just up here, and I wanted to plant lupins. If you're not familiar, let me try to get up here without breaking my neck. Lupins are seeds that they either need to be chilled, like in the fridge for a little while, or they need to be scarified. I'll put that word up on the screen. But they have a very hard seed coating, and you have to do that just to allow the water to come in. And then a few days ago, I came out. They have very distinguishable leaves. Like they're like the little jazz hands of the plant world. I was super excited. How cute they are. Anywho, so I'm happy that they germinated, and based on my research, because they usually bloom in their second year. However, because I got them in the ground and they're going to grow into plants this year and die back in the winter, I'm hoping that they'll bloom next year. Worst case, if it doesn't happen, I'll wait another year. It's not the end of the world. And just to do a PS to that, this flower bed as well, I planted the same thing. So I seeded lupins there too, and they're all coming as well, which is awesome. I'm super excited about that. All right. Pop in here. Okay, so the lavender has been doing well. Like the lavender that we planted all along the border. The bees are loving it. So that everything came back. We didn't lose any. I planted them last September all along the border. They spent the winter in the soil, and they filled in pretty nicely. Next year will be even better. There's always, I wonder if Bob the bumblebee is here. He's either going to be, oh, there he is right there. He is always here. Where are you, Bob? There you are. He's always here. He's either in the lavender or in the bee blooms, which we'll get to in a second. All right, I'm going to start on this side today. Okay, these are the blackberry bushes. They haven't been doing very much this year, I'll be honest, but I'm going to give them another year to do something. And I don't know. Like there's blooms there. Well, let me show you there. There's blooms there, but they were young plants, so maybe year one is not their thing. Very possible. I'm not sure, but I'm going to let them do their thing. It's not like I'm running out of space, so I'll just give them a minute, give them a chance to kick in, settle in, and kick in. Strawberries are doing okay. They're in bloom again for their second flush, and they're doing well. They're throwing out a lot of runners. I should really get in there and clean things up. It's on the to-do list. But what I've been noticing is we're in a drought right now. I garden in Nova Scotia, the whole province. We haven't had rain, like a good rain, for weeks, and we're kind of in the middle of a drought. We're trying to preserve water if we can. So the only thing I'm watering is the vegetable garden, and I use my rain barrel for those two little lupin beds and the herbs on the deck. Everything else, like perennials, whatever, I'm just let nature let nature do its thing and sink or swim. Um, but what I noticed is that I was trying to ease up on the watering, but I'm noticing that some of these berries are just not. They're drying out, so I need to you know. Oh look, there's clovers blooming in my my strawberry bed. It's all good. Do your thing. All right, the famous potato bed. So after I had pulled 3 to see what was going on under there, and we actually did have potatoes, I decided to just let the rest go. I'll wait for them to die off, and then I'll pull them and harvest the rest of the potatoes. But they're starting to yellow. Whether that's that issue that I saw, which is it was this stuff, which is it blight? I don't know. But since I know that there are potatoes under there, I'm just gonna let them do their thing, let them die off naturally, and then harvest everything at that time. Since I already got potatoes out of there, I'm still happy. I was still able to, grow potatoes, so that was cool. But we'll let that go. All right, this was the garlic bed, which obviously I've harvested all the garlic, and then I seeded 3 things. I seeded lettuce. One of them has come up already. This must be the butter crunch lettuce. You can see all the little seedlings in there. There's butter crunch in the middle, romaine on the left, which let me see if any's coming up. Oh yeah, there's one there. There's another one there. Oops. So that's coming up. And then I did sorrel. on this side, which I do not see. Let's see if I can spot any to show you. That's a weed. Not yet, but that's okay. And you know what? Like if sorrel is typically a cool weather and it has been warm, so it's possible that it might not germinate. But I'll see. There's time. It's only August. So I may just wait another couple of weeks and then either sow another type of lettuce or try to resow some sorrel and see what happens. So that's that bed. This bed is green onions, which finally look like green onions. Now this is a weed. You gotta be careful. I wait long enough to know that. You see how that's like a grass. That's not a green onion. Anyway, I'll do this later. But these are green onions. And all of these are. Oh, here's the tricky one. Look at this. So these are green onions, and this one here, but this is a weed. And you can kind of see the colors different. And I know how I sow my seeds. I do them in like little rows, so this thing does not belong there. So I'll just fling that over there. So there we go. So these are green onion, green onion, green onion. But that'll be good. I'll be glad to have those. What I do with these is I let them grow till they're full size, and then I chop them up and put them all in a Ziploc in the freezer. And then whenever I need them, I just take out the bag, grab a handful, throw them in whatever I'm making. Super handy. So something is having a field day on these turnip leaves. Look at this. I'm probably just going to pull these up. I harvested some of them and roasted them. Like they look okay. Oops. They look all right, but yeah, these were the ones that I had kept inside for a little too long and decided, you know what, I'll transplant them out and see how they do. Yeah, I got a few turnips out of here, but I think I'm just going to pull it and plant something else. Just because I feel sorry for these poor buggers. Look at them. And I don't know what it is. Like, I can't see anything whenever I come out here. Oh, there it is. Look. It's flea beetle. See that little one right there? That's a flea beetle. Well, now I know what the culprit is. I'm not going to bother. There he is right there. Little bugger. All right, well, enjoy your dinner, buddy. These aren't going to be here for much longer. Although, maybe I should just leave it there and they'll stay here versus trying to find another crop to decimate. TBD. All right. And then these are rutabaga and little leeks on the side. They kind of look like the green onions. All part of the onion family. They all kind of start out the same. So that's coming up. And then we have, so this is the New Zealand spinach that I was trying this year. I really need to get in there and harvest it and eat it. We've been focusing on eating the lettuce before it bolts, but we're almost done with that. And then by the time the new ones that I just seeded are actually grown and ready to start harvesting, I think we're going to switch over to this. And they look okay. There's the odd yellow leaf in there, but that's not the end of the world. And then on this side, I had sown more turnips, which are in there. They're just starting out. And I can leave them in there until, they're good in there until fall, the first frost at least. All right, let's go to the second side. We've been harvesting our blueberries. It's so exciting. They're so good. Blueberries. This one is producing less than the one on the right, which I'll get to in a second. But you can see they're doing well. And then on this side, this one is producing like crazy. We've already harvested at least 2 bowlfuls from this guy. They're doing super well. And I keep the mesh on just to protect them from the birds. The birds are crazy. We're probably due to come and harvest some more, actually. It's every couple of days now. It's super nice. I love having fresh fruit. Okay, raspberries. Now, here's an interesting thing. So this one it's a small variety. like patio size. It is called raspberry shortcake. And we've been harvesting from here. The birds were very interested, so I had to attach some more reflective tape. And that seems to be keeping them away. I'm also getting some things munching on these leaves. I don't know what. It's those flea beetles. Peek, see if I can spot any. Oh, I can't see any. But anywho, tape out of the way. So we've been harvesting the odd handful off of this one. And then, oh, Bob has joined me in the beans. So funny. He's such a social. Anyway, get distracted. And this one, this is called Heritage. And this one hasn't produced yet. Now, I don't know if it's just a later variety. I'm trying to remember what happened last year, and I can't recall. We planted them last year. I remember we got a few raspberries from each of them, but I don't remember the timing. But, you know, it is what it is. They're both self-pollinating, which is why I covered this one. This one was small enough, and I just left the reflective tape to keep the birds away. This one didn't have berries on it yet, so I covered it with the mesh just to try to protect it from the birds. Okay, my tomatoes. My tomatoes are struggling. I mean, they're producing. There's tomatoes there. We've already harvested some. It's all cherry tomatoes except one further down there. But they don't look great. Like, tomatoes are not supposed to be yellowish. I mean, I've fertilized, I've added compost, I've done all the things I'm supposed to do. And I just think that there's a soil issue going on, and I probably won't grow tomatoes in this bed next year. And oh, here's the other one we're growing. It's a celebrity slicer tomato. There's a nice yellow one there. There's some ripening here. Like, they're producing, but they don't look like the tomato that's on the deck. And the tomato on the deck is the same variety as these guys. So obviously there's something going on in this bed. But, you know, we're getting tomatoes, just not what they could be producing. They're struggling a little bit. Let's keep going. Okay. The teepees have started, guys. So remember when I said that when I was building these teepees, you wouldn't even see them once all the beans grew? This is a perfect example of it. So this is the Blue Lake. This is the Blue Lake variety. They bloom white flowers. Let me find an example. There we go. They bloom like a white yellow flower. There's a flower like that. And the beans that they grow are long, slender. I've been growing these for years, and they look like this. Like they back up, so you can get it in all its glory. Like, it's fantastic. And again, by the time this continues to grow, it's going to be one big mass of green leaves and beans all over the place, which I'm excited about. So they've started. Oh, this one is pretty much ready to put. I'll leave it. Can't get distracted. All right, and this one, now, the other thing I wanted to mention was I was having a nitrogen issue in this bed, and it was affecting this plant. I still have some lettuce in there. That's a lettuce. Don't mind that. But this has bounced back. This whole side is fine now. This side, these are the scarlet runner beans. These plants are okay on this side. Those two at the other end, let's go on the other side so you can see better, are still having an issue. But they are greening up a little bit better. But they're a little bit behind the other plants. See this one too. You can see like the older leaves, like they're all yellow, but the new is dark green. So I think they're going to catch up to the other ones, which is fine. And it's the first time for me to grow the scarlet runner, and they're beautiful. Look at these blooms. But what struck me, let's see if I can find an example. These are the beans. They're growing as well. And they're fuzzy when they grow. Okay, here. Look at this. These are all just the blooms that are at the tips of the beans. So ignore that, but look how cute they are. They're fuzzy. I've never seen that before. Anyway, I thought that was funny. So this is starting to produce as well. And pretty soon you're going to see just this wall of, of bean leaves. It's going to be awesome. And I have some lettuce. This is pretty much the rest of our lettuce. Just a few heads of butter crunch, and there was one hidden back there. But that's it. And then once we're done with the lettuce, I've seeded some more. That'll probably be ready in about a month to start harvesting the outer leaves, and then we're going to move over to the New Zealand spinach as our green. All right, carrots. I've harvested a few carrots already just as a test to see, how big they were, how they were doing. Now, again, these are little finger, so they're really small carrots. They're about 4 inches long. They're pretty slender. Let's see if we can find one that you can see the size of. Bear with me, guys. Oh, there's a good one. So you can see that. There's one there. But they're pretty small. And they're almost like baby carrots. Like they're pretty small. And you can pack a lot in here. But I think next year, because the beds, these are 17-inch deep, I think I'm going to try a larger carrot. I never did before because my beds were shorter in my previous garden. So I tried to find smaller sized carrots so I can really pack them in. And then on this side, I just seeded more carrots of the same variety, the little finger. So all of this is carrots, which obviously I just did this a few days ago, so we're probably not going to see anything yet. Yeah, I don't see anything. And I've been trying to keep this side moist, which is the trick to getting carrots to germinate. Just being with the whole water conservation thing, like I'm just focusing on giving just what they need to survive, just what all the vegetable beds need to survive. And then these are radishes. So this is this is part of my plan. I seeded radishes in the spring, but I got like one radish. It was a beautiful radish, but it was just one. I don't know what happened. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to try again in the fall. So here we are. There are radishes here, but I did notice that there are some munching. There's munching going on. See on some of these leaves, there's like little dots there. So I'm keeping an eye. I'm hoping that I don't have to cover it, but we'll see. Radishes are fairly quick. They're like 30, 40 days. So we'll see. I'm keeping an eye. Another not disappointment. My expectations were low for melon, but these plants should look much bigger than they are now. There's 2 seedlings per hole, and like they look okay, but they should be much further along than they are. This one's not looking too good, but there's flowers. That's what I don't get, unless they're just stressed. It could be that they're stressed and don't know what's going on. Anywho, I was debating whether to pull them and put something else in here for a fall crop of something. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to let them go, let them do their thing, see if they bounce, if they kick in. I don't know. They should be much further along. I seeded these. It was the May long weekend. So this is like May, June, July, August. This is 2.5 months. That they should be much further along than they are. However, I think they are suffering from the same soil issue as the tomatoes. Oh, I forgot to show you the onions. Let's go do that. And again, I think I'm seeing the same issue. It's as if the beds that we filled this year, so these are doing okay. Like they could be better. It's probably like a 50-50. Oh, there's a weed here. Like that looks like an onion. Just this looks like an onion. A lot of them are pretty spindly, but they seem to be kicking in. They seem to be bouncing back. These are the yellow onions. These are Sturon. These are the red onions. I forget the name. But clearly not doing great. But I don't, this is not an onion. This is a weed. But I suspect it's the beds that we added, the most recent, which are the 2, like the onion and potato, and then the tomato bed and the melon. I think they're suffering from a soil issue. I mean, we use the same soil in most of the beds, and we filled the bottom with, wood and branches that we found along the side of the property. It might be something there. Next year's probably going to be better, but it is what it is. All right, fruit trees. All of the fruit trees are alive. First thing, that's a good sign. And then we've got our apple. Our apple is growing. The one apple that's there, it's actually a decent size. This one is this Empire or Liberty? I forget which one it is. This is Empire. So that is doing okay. We don't have fruit on the pears this year. This is the new combination plum. So that one's doing okay. There was no fruit on this, so that's fine. We just replaced the plum tree that didn't make it past last winter. This is the other plum. No fruit on this one. This is the nectarine that we replaced the previous nectarine that also didn't make it last winter. Got fruit on it. So that's cool. That's one there. There were three. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah. There's a second one there. And then the third one's up here. Ooh. Ooh. Someone got in there. And I was debating of whether to put those little organza or gauze bags around the fruit. But we got this tree with fruit on them, this one in particular. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to let it do its thing this year. And then we have the peach tree, which has tons of little peaches on it. And I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. Now they're still small, obviously. Reflective tape untangled. I'm hopeful. Like they're still small. But we'll see. It's exciting. I know there's potential, right? The fact that it's alive, it's growing fruit, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And this is the first year that it actually has fruit on it. We planted it last year, and we'll see. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's exciting. All right. I think that is pretty much it. There's not much going on. I mean, our clover is still growing. Our clover lawn, we reseeded, we've watered. Now it's just a matter of waiting for it to fill in. The front is doing okay. The perennials are doing fine. The annuals are struggling. Whatever. I'm kind of past it. I'm just letting them do their thing at this point. And then what else is going on? The pollinator garden. Oh, you know what? I do want to show you something over there because it is kind of cool. It's something that's about to explode, and I'm kind of excited. Very excited about it. Let me just scoot over there. Yeah, our grass is starting to suffer because we're not watering and there hasn't been any rain. But it is what it is. Most of this is coming up in next year's project, so it's okay. Yeah, I know. I was out here weeding yesterday, and I noticed that the asters are about to explode. Look at this. How cool is that? I can't wait to see them. There's so many buds. Look at that. I can't wait to see them. The butterfly bush, some of them are spent now. And this is like a small size. It'll grow next year. It'll be even bigger the following year. I did some deadheading. I have to come back and do some more. On the echinacea, salvia's reflushing, which is good. Check out the other asters over here. There's the butterfly bush. The second one looks so good. That's going to be really nice. Like once that fills in this area, that's going to be pretty. And then we've got the asters about to go. And this is Mel's Blue Stokes aster, if I recall. And that's exciting. And then the other butterfly bush is over here. This one's just starting to bloom. Like the closer to the front, they get the less sun. Sun comes in from there, that's the east. And then as the sun comes around this way, it comes this way. And you can really see which ones are getting more sun during the day. And well, since we're up here, I might as well show you this too. So remember the front pots? Let me try to see if I can just jump up here quickly. Can I? No, I'm going to go around. Yeah, so all of this in the front is looking fine. Annuals, not so much, but it's all good. These are going to take like years to fill in. But our front pots. So remember when I said they look great? Like I think they look fabulous. I think the coleus looks great. These are the begonias. These are the impatiens. I think all of this looks fantastic. It's getting less sun than this one. This one gets more sun. And look at the coleus. I don't know if you can see that. If I pull back and compare them, the coleus is much smaller on this one compared to this one. And this one is like taking over. You can still see the begonias. You cannot see the impatiens, but they never did well. There's some more begonias back here. There are impatiens in here, but you cannot see them. They stopped blooming a long time ago, ever since that big rain. Anywho, but I'm still happy with how they turned out because I love the color combination. It looks really good. Looks super nice. I love coleus. So dramatic. And there's our clover filling in slowly. We had seeded in the little empty spots. It looks a lot better than it did. Still some ways to go though. But it's awesome. God, it's like almost every day there's something new going on in the garden. It's so exciting. I love the growing season. All right, everybody. Oh, I did want to mention, if you haven't popped over to my Instagram, there's a link down below in the description. I post like almost every day of things that are going on, things that are changing. Feel free to go take a look at that and follow me there. I usually post stuff that are things that are interesting but don't warrant like a full length video about them. I generally post every day, so feel free to go take a look at that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Happy gardening, everybody.